gentlemen, and everybody in between. I am back once again with a Nax slash Villains plays some instructional Final Fantasy XI. Ignore the creaking chair in the background. Uh, Introduction for this one, I believe I'm going to be covering the jobs. Yeah, that's totally what I wanted. Summoner, Blue Mage, Corsair, and Puppetmaster. Possibly Dancer and Scholar if there's time in the video. So let's jump right in. So, here I am back on Summoner. I already recorded this part actually, and it turns out I didn't record, so I feel very stupid. In any case, Summoner. You summon. That's a thing. Notorious monster sitting over there. So I'm going to summon Garuda and try to not get my ass kicked by that thing. Oh lordy, it's coming in my direction. All of my nope. I'm really surprised there's nobody out here killing the damn thing. But Summoner, you summon terrestrial avatars and utilize their powers to kick everything's ass. Ew, that thing's casting Faraga. I don't want to be near that. Summoner is pretty squishy in terms of defense, so you probably don't want to be too close to things that your avatar's beating on. In general, Summoner is probably the weakest of the pet jobs. It needs a lot of work. Yeah. To start off with, the job is kind of a pain in the ass to unlock. Beyond that, the avatars themselves require 4 fame in at least every area, which is also a pain in the ass. As you can see, my job abilities are still on cooldown. They all have a ridiculously long cooldown for what they are. The avatars themselves can be kind of squishy. Like if I were to take on the UFO there, it would probably kick my ass in pretty hard. Like I said, Summoner needs a lot of work. If you're going to be playing Summoner in skill, that's ridiculous. I'll explain why in a moment. If you're going to be playing Summoner, your role in a party is going to be anything from, oh boy, main healer to damage dealer to pure support. There are a few avatars. Garuda is probably the most popular one because, well, she deals a shit ton of damage, her and Shiva. Each avatar has a perpetuation cost, costs MP to keep out. Can be kind of expensive if you don't have the right gear. I've got partially +2'd Empyrean armor, and they can still drain my MP outside of Abyssia. My spiffy Atmas. I'm going to summon Shiva and go after that ephemeral over there. That'll probably be the end of this segment. I would just like to say that I did level up this job without the aid of any burns or cleaves or astral flows. All the way to 99. A great deal of it was in duos or trios, and at the end of it, my base summoning skill was 280. Poly should not be. Like I said, the job's got some problems. It's a fun as fuck job, though, and it's just irritating to see it have so many damn issues. But that's Summoner in a nutshell. You're probably not going to get too many parties on this job unless they're like large burn parties or large burn parties. But it is a fairly fun job. It's not bad if you're solo and you learn how to play it, like pretty much any job, but that is indeed Summoner in general. I really hope they work on fixing it. I will be back shortly with. What is the next job anyway? Blue Mage. Ooh, fun. I am back in Winterst on Summoner because I decided I should probably go over some of the job abilities, which I forgot. So the first one up is Astral Flow, which removes the avatar perpetuation cost completely and allows your avatars to use what is essentially their 2 hour abilities like Diamond Dust, Inferno, and all that good stuff. Convert is not a summoner ability. Elemental Siphon. If I have an elemental spirit out, I can suck the MP from it, which is kind of handy. And Mana Seed, which turns my MP into TP for my avatar, which is pretty damn handy. Um, Standard staff weapon skills for the most part. Your bread and butter is going to be your pet commands, which I don't have because I don't have an avatar out, but of course your avatars: Diablos, Rema, Shiva, Garuda, Leviathan, Titan, Ifrit, Fenrir. Fenrir and Diablos are a pain in the ass to get, of course, Carbuncle. The spirits are pretty much bought or dropped. And there are some other avatars, but I don't have those, as you can see, because they're an even bigger pain in the anus to get. So, yeah, that's Summoner. As you can see, yeah, that was exactly what I was going for. Summoning magic skill is 309. That's with gear. And my gear gives me a lot of summoning skill. So, yeah. That is Summoner. A fun job, needs a lot of work. I will be right back with Blue Mage. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am back on Blue Mage after some minor technical issues that delayed the video being made. So let's jump right on in and check out the abilities. Job abilities, we have Azure Lore. Azure Lore is the Blue Mage 2 hour, well, formerly 2 hour, now 1 hour ability. Enhances the effect of blue magic spells and enables skill chains and magic bursts. So basically, it's like having Chain Affinity and Burst Affinity active, all while your spells have a 300% TP modifier. A lot of blue mage spells are actually dependent on your TP if you have the proper ability going, which is fairly awesome. Some of them get a massive burst of damage and accuracy, even critical hit damage. It varies from the spells. But if you've ever played Blue Mage, you know it's like the enemy skill master. You learn your magic from enemies, and they're usually analogs of normal magic, just more powerful in some cases. Blue Mage is really a powerhouse in Final Fantasy XI. Chain Affinity, which makes your next physical blue magic spell able to be used in a skill chain. Your effect will vary with your TP. It depends on whether you want a huge burst of damage or if you're actually skill chaining off somebody else with your magic, or if you're just doing it on your own. Burst Affinity adds magic burst to your blue magic, which isn't really too useful outside of Abyssea, where you can get some huge bonuses. But then again, I might be wrong because there could be more gear and shit that I'm unaware of, as it's been a while since I played my Blue Mage. Diffusion, support blue magic spell extends to all your party members within range. It makes your next support spell AoE. It's a merit ability, so we're just gonna move right on. Iflux. If the next spell you cast is a physical blue magic spell, a TP bonus will be granted. It grants a 100% TP bonus to your next blue magic spell, which can really be spiffy if you're doing a self-skill chain. And Unbridled Learning, which is the level 95 ability, allows you to use the Unbridled Learning chain of blue magic spells. There are a handful. I'm not sure if I have all that many at the moment. But yeah, blue magic. I can cure, I can haste. Have blink, erase, huge sleep 2, all sorts of fun stuff. The big deal with Blue Mage, though, is its ability to stun. Blue Mage has some of the fastest, most accurate stun spells in the game, and they're really spiffy. So I go pew pew, I go pew pew. You see I have TP because of my weapon, Hannibal's sword, which converts my MP into TP, which is why I have refresh up. And I'll just hit Iflux, and my macro is set for the self-skill chain. So I can do Savage Blade for 742 damage, and then Goblin Rush. As you can see, the Lesser Colibri is no longer there for 1466, which is kind of sad, because that was a light skill chain, a level 3 skill chain. Oh well. But now that that's out of the way, let me show you the meat and potatoes of this beast. If you're in a party, you're probably going to be dealing damage. Stun, heavy damage. Let's drop its defense a little bit with Benthic Typhoon, which is an AoE. Really sexy spell. Fire off a Goblin Rush, and wow. Not much left there, huh? Yeah, Blue Mage is kind of sexy beast. If you're in a party, your job could vary. You may be asked to heal, which you can do. You may be asked to buff, which you can also do. Oh yeah, your big heal, Luna Embrace, gives you a magic attack bonus and attack bonus based on the phases of the moon. Of course, you get your weapon skills. Pretty standard, kind of like, a lot like Paladin, really. I don't think I have the mythic weapon skill because, I got a little lazy on them. Battery charges refresh. Your set spells also affect your job abilities, or your job traits, I mean. Like I have auto refresh, accuracy bonus, evasion bonus, double attack. Might be from Dancer. I might have it natively set. Oh, that's yeah. I have that natively set. Dual wield might be from Dancer. Subtle blow. Assimilation is a merit ability, and skill chain bonus. More damage. So yeah, Blue Mage is an extreme powerhouse. It kind of always has been. Very fun to play. I am derp. Mostly in parties, you're going to be either heavy damage dealing, or sometimes in Abyssia you can solo at least one of the zone bosses, if not more, depending on your gear sets. It's Blue Mage. Fun as hell, one of my favorite jobs. And I suppose that means I shall be back with. Let's see what's next. Corsair. A job I do not have leveled. Goody. Be right back. Alright, I am back and I am on Corsair. I forgot to mention that Blue Mage's support jobs or sub jobs are going to entirely vary on the situation. You could pretty much use anything depending on the situation that you were in. So I am here on Corsair outside of Windurst because I have absolutely fuck all for gear. Let's go to my macros. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. I want accuracy. So I used Hunter's Roll. Yeah, Corsair is based on rolls. Pretty much anything from 1 to 12. I think 12 is a bust, though. So, you get your rolls at level 5, you get double up. Which you can use to add to a roll. So I'm at 7, I just hit 9, I'm going to stick with 9. And you can see my link shell. talking. Yeah, a lot like Ranger, Corsair's bread and butter is the bang. You're shooting stuff. Um, Go over the abilities here real quick. What we have is Wild Card, which is the 1 hour ability. Um, you pretty much do anything from fully heal the party to fully heal and reset all of their abilities, including their 1 hour ability. This used to be very popular for Summoner's Astral Flow burns. Let's have Phantom Roll, which is the rolls I was using, and Double Up. There's also some other higher level abilities that, based on the element of the ability you're using, yeah, it's kind of like that, have different effects. It's expends cards, kind of like ninja tools or bullets or whatnot. Let's see, I am at 8 with that double up. Let's double up one more time because why not? No fun unless you can gamble. 10, not bad. 11 is the best bonus. 1 is the kind of least, and you get a negative if you manage to bust. So, you might want to avoid busting. Bang! Your support jobs for Corsair, you're probably going to be either Ranger, um, a Mage for backup healing, Ninja, Dancer. There are a lot of options for Corsair, including Bard, just in case you want to add an extra party buff to your repertoire. Um, you can pull, which is a neat thing that most jobs can actually do now, but I digress. If you're going to be pulling in a party, then you'll probably want cheap bullets. If not, then you're going to want the big bangs for your weapon skills and whatnot. Your rolls gain a bonus if you're in a party with the job that the roll is for. Like Corsair's roll is based on Corsair, so you don't actually get a bonus from that. It increases the amount of experience you get. So it's always good to gamble. So for shits and giggles, I'll go one more and bust. Bust eliminates a roll until the duration of that roll is up. So the only person that gets a negative to that particular roll is the Corsair himself. So like I said, Corsair's roll is based on, obviously, the Corsair. It's not in magic, it's in abilities. Phantom roll, just be an easier way to check this. There is under magic. Really? I just thought that since the dice are under magic in the auction house. Derp. Derp, 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 derp. So, yeah, you have Healer's Roll, which increases the potency of Cure effect. So, if you have a White Mage in your party, that's fuck win. Chaos Roll increases the attack for party members within the area of effect. Oh, your lucky number is your second highest boost to it. Your unlucky number is, I think, your lowest boost to it. Completely derped on that, didn't I? Chaos Roll is based on Dark Knight. Hunter's Roll is based on Ranger, etc., etc. So yeah, Corsair in a nutshell, you are going to be buffing, you're going to be pulling, or, I guess, dealing damage if you're in a swarm. That's really all I can say about the job. Yeah, I guess that's Corsair in a nutshell. It's kind of a fun job if you like playing the gambling pirate. I guess I shall be right back, if I can talk, with Puppetmaster. This one should be fun. And I am back with Puppetmaster. I am in Abyssia because, well, for the most part, there is nothing anywhere else that's going to pose much of a challenge outside of maybe the new areas that I don't have access to. So, Puppetmaster looks kind of goofy, but as you may have guessed, your big deal is going to be your puppet. Maybe. I'm hoping I don't want to run on with this one, so I'm just going to get right into the abilities we have. Overdrive, which boosts the crap out of your automaton's abilities, is your 1 hour ability, and it completely eliminates their burden, which I'll get to in a minute. Activate, which is self-explanatory, activates your little buddy. Repair, you can use oils to repair it, like a lot like Beastmaster can use pet food to heal the beasts. Roll reversal swaps our HP. I believe that's a merit ability. Same with ventriloquy, which swaps our hate. Tactical switch swaps our TP. Cooldown. It's a nice new level 95 ability, I believe. It reduces the automaton's burden. Deus Ex Automata, which brings out your puppet but in a weakened state. Maintenance, another newer ability. I think you get it at level 30 now. Uses oils to clear away status ailments. The number of ailments removed depends on the level of oil used. Of course, since it's a pet job, deploy, attacks, deactivate, deactivates, retrieve, calls back. Your maneuvers. Your maneuvers boost stats and activate attachments, which attachments we'll get to in a minute. But they add burden, which can cause your little buddy to overload. And once they're overloaded, they cannot take any more maneuver commands, which can be a big pain in the anus. Of course, if you're well geared and high enough level, it shouldn't be an issue. Moving along to the puppet itself. So what we have here are attachments. You can use, I believe that's 12. 12 attachments at once. Each has an elemental number, like you can see the little fire symbols next to it. This frame and head combination is the sharp shot frame, which is the ranged attack, has a set number of elements each, a set number of attachments you can use for each element. Like accelerator here has 3 wind. The frame and head combination can support up to 7, which I have maxed out with the barrage turbine, accelerator, and scope. 3, 3, and 1. There are a few different combinations. The Harlequin head, which is Harlequin head and frame, which you start with. Valor Edge, which is kind of like a paladin. Uses a shield and a claw, which is kind of spiffy looking. Stormwalker is the red mage. You get these every 10 levels from level 10. You have to go back to Gatsad in the Automaton Workshop. Bring him the materials, pay him his fee, and wait until the next day. I'm not sure if it's real-time day or game day. I think it's real-time day. After level 30, you can choose to get the Soul Soother or Spirit Reaver head. These require a bit more work. I'll go into that when I go into this job in depth. Soul Soother is your white mage. Spirit Reaver is your black mage. I will probably be covering that in a bonus video this week, but I'm going to digress for now. Puppetmaster used to be kind of a misunderstood job because I guess nobody really knew how to play it, which is still kind of the case even now that they've, pardon the creaking and scratching, even now that after they've updated it and given it a nice boost to abilities and traits and attachments and AI. The AI change, delightful, honestly. It used to be before you could solo zone bosses in Abyssia with Pup, which I did, so if anybody wants to argue that fact with me, they are more than welcome to. So I'll have Herzog shoot this ram. He's awesome, by the way. Hand-to-hand skill is what the Pup excels at, just like Monk. Um, yeah, I was halfway through making my Empyrean weapon when I had my forced break. So I may pick that up again, I may not. I hear the new areas have a lot of stuff. So let me show you a maneuver and what it does. You can use a maneuver every 10 seconds, but you don't want to overdo it. If you change them up, it's not really that big of a problem. But if you're going to run like 3 in a row, like I'm about to do, you may want to use cooldown a bit. Of course, I've got my HP, MP, and TP there, so only I can see it. Barrage Turbine just did 1200 damage, or yeah, 1200 damage, which is very sexy. Not as high as it could have been though. So I'm wondering if I have my Atmas wrong or something. I don't think so, but I will go and double check before I piddle around with bonus videos. Alright, he should be at 100% 8 TP now. So we're going to go over here and we're going to beat the crap out of this thing. When I say beat the crap out of this thing, I mean it because I've got the attachment on that, well, you'll see. He's going to skill chain with me as soon as I strike. Kapow, kapow. And weapon skill, I'm going to use Stringing Pummel, which is the mythic weapon skill. Bang, Armor Shatterer. So yeah, we pretty much just, yeah. Anybody that says Puppetmaster is a weak job or laughable has either never played it or is really, really sucky at it. So your role in parties, yeah. Well, the Puppetmaster himself is probably going to be a damage dealer or support. The puppet is either going to be damage dealing, tanking, or healing. Your damage dealing comes in 2 flavors, magical or, well, do you see him right here, the ranged attack monstrosity. Support jobs for Puppetmaster, again, just like Blue Mage, it really depends on what you're going to be doing in the party. For damage dealing, you're probably going to want Warrior or Monk for counter spam in Abyssia. There's also, you have the option for White Mage. Scholar works fairly awesome. Ninja, if you're going to be tanking something that can really wreck your ass. Dancer, if you're solo, like I am now, I have Dancer subbed. Which can also be good if you need to use your daggers. Puppetmaster does have some dagger skill. And can actually do its own version of the Fell Cleave with the Red Mage puppet and daggers. So, since you do get a lot of mage equipment, so you can stack the magic attack burst for Aeolian Edge, but I'm getting ahead of myself. That's something for more in-depth discussions, so I'm just going to close it here. That's all for this episode. Next episode, I'm going to cover Dancer and Scholar. Fun stuff. I don't know what else I will cover at the time. I have an idea in my head, so I shall see you next time. Until then, Happy leveling.